Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and this is kind of a car vloggy rant sort of thing. I'm out running errands with my kid, and I got to thinking a lot about Joker and everything it's gone through, the fact that I covered it probably a little bit too much, and ultimately what its success means for the future of the DCEU, or I should say, the disposal, or the dismissal, or the destruction of the DCEU, because this apparently is what's happening. This apparently is now what is being rumored to be happening. So here's what we know. The Joker, $55 to $60 million budget, came out. $93.5 million domestic estimate. It could be more, it could be a little bit less. Either way, it's still smoked Venom, which is basically what they were putting the movie up against. That movie did $80.5 million a year ago this weekend, and so they were thinking, hey, screw it. What we can do is we can try to beat Venom, right? And it did. It's a much better movie than Venom 2. But there was a whole thing with the access media trying to kill it, trying to come out and say that it's going to make people violent. And yet, there was nothing. There were no attacks this weekend, thank God. But the movie still brought a lot of people out, and it pulled in $243 million worldwide on a $55 to $60 million budget. That is nuts. That is absolutely insane for everything, for what they're trying to accomplish with it. This movie has Oscar gold written all over it, and I don't think the Academy is going to go the same way as the access media. I don't think the Academy is going to sit there and look at that and vote the other way. I think a lot of people really do love this particular movie. They absolutely love what came about. They love everything that came from it. And, it's got a lot of people talking, which is good. Mental health is something worth discussing. Anyway, this movie has the same effect on the studio that Venom had on Sony. Meaning that this kind of shot-in-the-dark standalone movie, because of how successful it was, and it's not ultimately connected to anything, means they're going to do more of it. Now remember, in the Spider-Man deal, Venom was kind of one of the nails in the coffin of that. Originally, Venom's success, $860 million worldwide, mostly propped up by China, did a lot to absolutely fundamentally hurt the deal between Sony and Marvel originally. Then, of course, Into the Spider-Verse won Best Animated Feature, and that's what ultimately killed the deal between Sony and Marvel until everything kind of came back together, I guess, because of Tom Holland. So that was good. But what you have here is not two studios duking it out. You've got one studio that has a critical and financial success in a medium budget movie, which is just what Fox had with Deadpool, by the way, which is one of the reasons why I want to call it right now. Disney, Marvel, whatever, will announce Deadpool 3 this week. If not tonight, by the end of New York City Comic Con, tomorrow, Tuesday maybe. They're going to sit there. They're going to announce it because we all know that Marvel really wants to undercut DC to the best of their ability. And this is now what fans are going to be going to. Logan, Joker, both critical and financial successes, is something that cannot be ignored. And since Disney likes money and Bob Iger likes money, it makes absolute sense that this is what they'd want to do. But in the case of Ann Sarnoff, who's now running Warner Brothers ever since Kevin Tushihara was booted, thankfully, it's up to her now to decide what the future of the DCEU is going to be. And she could leave it to Walter Hamada. I still think he's basically out. I think that the $500 million deal with J.J. Abrams ultimately is going to mean that J.J. will oversee a lot of what DC does. And it's possible that they could be rebooting the DCEU under the Bad Robot banner. And that would absolutely be, not something I'm 100% for, because I do like the Snyderverse. I do like the DCEU where it stands. But I think that's going to be probably more in line with what they're going to do. I do think that the DCEU, as we know it, post Aquaman 2, post Birds of Prey, is dead. I think it's gone. I think it's dead. I think Suicide Squad is going to be considered more of a reboot of the franchise as a whole. It's going to reboot the Suicide Squad. It's going to reboot the DCEU, and it's going to be done in this new current model, what they want. And that is sad to me, because I've been a fan now for 6 years, 6.5 years I've been a fan, and I've argued relentlessly for the Snyder Cut to be released. I've completely campaigned for DC to pull its head out of its ass and actually have faith and trust into the properties that it's put out there. But post Shazam 2, which I have a feeling Shazam 2 is even going to tie into. They're gonna retcon Shazam 2 to tie into more with the Suicide Squad. They're gonna tie that into whatever Abrams is up to, or whatever Hamada's up to, or whatever the new leadership is, because Warner Brothers has zero faith in their creative property. They got real lucky with Joker. It's a great movie, and it deserves all the accolades it's gotten. But at the same time, it's one of those ones where you can tell that this is the final nail in the coffin for the DCEU. And that bums me the hell out. I don't know about you. You could agree. You could disagree. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your opinions. Let me know down in the comments below. And be sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and just let me know your thoughts. I just want to hear them. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.